graduation ceremonies during the pandemic on Zoom, and I didn't know if they would be as emotional and wonderful and celebratory as they are in person, and they truly were. We sent caps and gowns home to our graduates, and we celebrated with all of them online, and it was very, very special. This is a special day for all of you. It is a special day for your family members. But I also want everyone to know that this is a very special day for me, as city librarian, and it's a very special day for everyone here at the library, the city of the Los Angeles Public Library. See, I'm so emotional. I don't even know the name of the institution. This is one of our favorite events, and we have lots of events in this space, but it is one of our favorite events to have, and we love celebrating with all of you. And as I stand here on this incredible stage in this beautiful space at the fabulous Central Library, I am reminded of all of the amazing events that have happened and exciting things that have happened on this stage. And some really famous people have been on this stage. Amanda Gorman. I don't know if you remember, but at President Biden's inauguration, she was the inaugural poet, an incredible responsibility. She started right here studying as a patron at the Los Angeles Public Library. She loves the library, and she became the youth poet laureate as a teenager of Los Angeles right here on this stage, and she has read poetry from this very podium. And each of you will be up here on this stage right where she was. King Charles, when he was Prince of Wales, yes, in 1994, soon after this building opened, he toured Central Library and he participated in a panel conversation right here on this wood floor. So the current King of England has been here and been on this stage. And RuPaul has been on this stage too. So how about that? We need to work on a panel, maybe. You could moderate it, Mayor, and we could have all three of them here together. And countless authors and musicians and artists have been here as well. So when you come up on this stage in a little bit, you will certainly be in excellent company. And I know I and all of us here will be in excellent company with all of you as you've accomplished this incredible thing of getting your high school diploma. And today is about you. I hope you're taking a moment to feel enormously proud of this fantastic accomplishment. The past few years have been challenging in innumerable ways, and I commend each of you for taking on new educational challenges on top of all of the stresses that you and all of us have dealt with trying to navigate the pandemic. Amidst everything else, you made completing your high school education a priority, overcoming any obstacles to receive your diploma today. So please, everyone in the room, please give these graduates an applause. Hey. And we are proud of all of you, of course. We're also very proud at the Los Angeles Public Library that we were the first public library in the nation to provide this program. And it started back in 2014. And we're really, really proud of that. Since this program began, and I get an update almost every day on the number of graduates, we have graduated, and feel free to call out if the number is wrong, and we had a graduate this morning, but that we have graduated 761 students. 761 Angelenos have their diplomas because of this program and because the library is here. And while not everyone could attend today, 84 people were eligible to and graduated with our fall 2022 class. And during the pandemic, as we all know, many things were paused, things became quieter, things were scaled back. Not this program. This program grew. More people participated in this program, more individuals graduated, and that is a huge success. And today, there are hundreds more students just like you who I look forward to welcoming into this space with caps and gowns and helping them celebrate their graduation. Hundreds are enrolled in this program, and we hope that they will be graduating next year. And graduates can better their lives after completing the program and receiving their diplomas, and many of our students pursue higher education. Others have told us that they got new jobs or now earn more money because of the diploma. And some students are just especially proud of the example that they set for their own children, and that it is never too late to set new goals and to fulfill new dreams. one of our students said, "The reason why I wanted to finish getting my high school diploma is because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it." And you all have proved that. So congratulations to each of you. And all of us at the library are thrilled when graduates tell us that they had such a good experience with Career Online High School that they are sharing with others so that those individuals can discover new opportunities by enrolling in the program. And we hope that you too as graduates, but everyone here, will spread the word. Career Online High School is a game-changing program for the library, for the people of Los Angeles, and certainly for its participants. But it's just one example of the library's commitment to lifelong learning and all of the great programs and activities that happen here. Our library has thousands of other resources available for cardholders to access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from online learning to streaming books, music, and movies to individualized online live homework help. We also have dozens of free events at the library every week, in person and online, so please check all of those out at the library's website. And while you're here in this amazing building, please take the opportunity to explore it. All of our resources here, there are 3 fantastic exhibits in different gallery spaces in the building. Check out our Octavia lab, where we have 3D printing, digital embroidery machines, podcast studio space, a green screen, and so much other technology. Our New American Center, which is not too far from the auditorium, just across the way in our International Languages Department. And that's a space where people can get help taking their first step on the path to U.S. citizenship or get other immigration assistance. And throughout Los Angeles, we're working to foster digital inclusion and access. Did you know you can check out a laptop and a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot from the Los Angeles Public Library? You can, and we have thousands more being added to our collection to check out those as well. And all of this is free with a library card. So please spread the word, and thank you for listening to my plug for the Los Angeles Public Library. And in closing, as Veronica did such a good job of doing, I do want to thank our literacy coordinators and all of the staff who support our graduates and support our students in the program, encourage them and help them to graduate and receive their accredited online high school diploma. And to all of the staff of the library who are spreading word. It's all about letting people know that this exists so that more and more will enroll. I thank all of them. And also, this program at the library would not be possible without the Library Foundation of Los Angeles and their incredible funding. And you'll hear in a moment from the president of the Library Foundation. And also, we receive funding from the State Library of California and are very, very appreciative of that as well. And now it is my pleasure to introduce someone who has been, from the very beginning, a strong, strong supporter of Career Online High School. And wonderfully, this is not his first graduation ceremony. He has been to many, and he's a very busy person, and it says a lot about his commitment and support of our libraries and each of you, our graduates, that he is here. He's a tremendous advocate for our libraries. He is our boss, my boss, for a few more weeks, but everyone at the library, we will forever count him as a very dear friend of the Los Angeles Public Library. So please join me in welcoming the Mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Let's give a round of applause to our city librarian one more time. Just a dear friend. I'm looking forward to when I'm no longer the mayor of Los Angeles in 60 days, I can just be Eric and John as dear friends again. But thank you to you and your incredible team that are always bringing another great idea to me and saying, what if we turned a library into a job center, a citizenship corner? What if we had graduating classes from high school in a library? And I have always just been your wingman. I've just said, yes, what do you need? How can we help? What can we put in the budget? Because when you let librarians be librarians, amazing things happen. This has been a painful week. If you don't know what's going on in the city, God bless you for not reading the paper or whatever, and go see the city that's out there. But if you've read or watched what's going on, it is impossible not to be heartbroken. Not to be heartbroken when we see this city that we know ripped apart by the words of a few people and the hateful and vile words that we saw against all of us, right? Somebody said it was like a full Yahtzee card of insults against Black Angelenos, against Latinos and Indigenous Angelenos, against LGBTQ Angelenos, terms that degrade women, Jews, Armenians. It was like, somebody said, well, why wasn't I included too? I feel left out. But it was not just from individuals out there. It came out of individuals who serve in City Hall. And I just want to recognize that moment first, because my heart has been aching every day as a Latino, as a Jew, as mayor, as somebody who knows and witnesses the brilliance of this city every single day. The day after this happened and came out, I was driving, dropping my daughter off at school in Koreatown, and I saw Oaxacan restaurants and Korean restaurants and mosques and churches and synagogues and the gateway to historic Filipino town. And I'm like, LA is going to be okay. We're strong, and I know the Los Angeles that I'm a part of. But it's a reminder that those quiet conversations or even quiet thoughts that we have to confront them every day. That racist uncle needs to be called out when you hear something. If you're around friends, it's not just what we say, it's what we let be said around us that causes us to be complicit. But we can't just say what we're against. We're obviously against what we heard. I hope that those individuals, one already has, the two others will step aside so that our city can heal and move forward. But we say here today also what we're for. This is, our official name is El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Ángeles de Porciúncula, which luckily we've shortened to just LA because it's a long, long name. But it is a city of Los Angeles, the angels. What does it mean to be an angel? We think about angels as those folks who spread out their wings to help us in our toughest moments, right? These instruments of God that look out for us. There's guardian angels. There's angels after people pass. And what it means is we have to protect one another, and we have to look for the opportunities to help one another. And this graduation is just that. This is exactly where you need to be today, where I need to be today, where we all need to be. And thank you to the press who is here, because they can also see your story. So the story of David and Katrina and Renee and Beatriz and Damaris and Walter and Betty and Stuart, who we're excited to hear from, Obsiris, Maria, Luis Miguel, Jacqueline, Luis, Elma. Those aren't just your stories. Now there are stories too. The story of a city that is the city of second chances. We don't care where you've come from. We only care what dreams you have in your heart. And you had a dream that probably felt unattainable for a lot of your life. And don't just think about the stress of tomorrow, what you're going to do, taking care of family, what job you want next. Just take a moment to sit in this day and to feel what you have done. So often in life, it's like a giant run-on sentence, right? There's no punctuation. We don't put a comma in our lives, just a pause, let alone a period to stop and to see what you've done, or an exclamation point to celebrate before we have a question mark to say, okay, what's next? But I hope you can feel that. You're not just graduates, you're leaders. Hear that from your city leader, the mayor, that you're leaders, not of tomorrow, but of today. And I want to thank your families and your communities for being here, because the one thing no online course, no teacher can teach is character. They have surrounded you with the love and the support. They've surrounded you with the child care that you've needed, for those of you who have kids. They've been the counselors to you because you weren't on a campus. You couldn't go to the counselor's office. You didn't get to go to homecoming. There's no prom, though you could do a prom if you want to. I don't know if this is the first time you're seeing some of each other, so if you're all, if there's anybody who's single here, you could, just ask them out for prom. But you did have the community around you. And so will you get up and turn around and congratulate your families and thank them real quick? Just stand up and give them a round of applause from the graduates to the families who brought you here today. Thank you for that. And I'm so proud that the Los Angeles I know, rather than the one that we are making sure we stand against, is the first city in the country to have done this. We could have walked away from that, but this library department continues to say we were going to double down on that and triple down, and quadruple down until we have class after class after class. Because a library is a place you go for information. I know as a kid I came here to a library to find out what's it like to go into outer space. Show me a map of the world. How does nature work? All those things that take you to other worlds. But we didn't want them to just be abstract worlds because of a book you check out or a movie that you see. We want it to be actually gateways to personal transformation, for an immigrant to become a citizen, for somebody unemployed to become employed. For our unhoused neighbors, they come to libraries to get information, to get IDs with librarians so that they can get benefits and get out of a tent and get into housing. And for you, this degree is much more than a piece of paper. It is the affirmation that your highest dreams can come true and never stop dreaming. I don't have to tell you that there's hardships in life, that there's barriers that are put up. I wish we could have each one of you come up here and just tell your story, that we had time today to do that. But I know in my heart that you've had really tough days and you never thought you'd be here. And there'll still be some tough days in the future. One degree doesn't mean all of life is perfect, but you are resilient. You are tough. You represent the best of this city. And today you do become not just graduates, but angels here in the City of Angels. So thank you for the honor of inviting me to come here. I've spoken at graduations for colleges and universities. I've done that in elementary school, middle school, community colleges. But in some ways, while this is not the biggest graduating class I've ever talked to, it's the most meaningful one because it's the most improbable one. But we have to take improbable and make it normal. We have to take what seems unachievable and make it regular. And there's more good things your city has for you. Right now, you can get a free pass for Metro. Stay in school, go to community college next. We'll pay for your transit. Absolutely free on Metro. And we just opened up a new line on the Crenshaw line. In about 3 or 4 months, we're going to open up a new line here downtown. The Olympics are coming to town. We need to hire people. If you want a job with the city, we have something called local hire. And we want you to have a job with the city, helping us clean the city up, helping house the city, in everything from our public works department to maybe there's a future librarian right here. If you love the libraries, don't stop. Because we've had amazing folks this library department has hired. Folks who have been in jail, folks who have been homeless, folks who haven't graduated from high school. But now you are graduates. So think about maybe coming and working for the city. And beyond that, if you go to community college, if you go full-time right now, you can go for free as well. Think about that as maybe the next step moving forward. Or with one of our building trades, you can learn, get a certificate, get a good paying job that starts at $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 in our building trades as we build things like our subway, as we build out our airport and other things if that appeals to you. In other words, this isn't the end. I remember when I graduated from high school, there was a quote that it's always stayed with me. It's Winston Churchill who said, "This is not the end. This is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning." So now as that beginning comes to an end, as you get this thing that you have just wanted in your heart for so long, think about what that next chapter is. And I'll have to tell you that libraries are full of chapters. They're often in books, but in you, you're going to write a chapter in real life. What comes next? Felicidades. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Our library is fortunate to have a wonderful group of 5 individuals, all appointed by the mayor, who are our Board of Library Commissioners, and they help set policy and establish budget and things like that. And it is led by someone who not only is an advocate for our libraries and a friend, but someone who is a great user of our libraries and a great fan. And she is the president of the Board of Library Commissioners, Bicknock Cow. Please join me in welcoming her.
Good morning. Thank you to Mayor Garcetti for being such an amazing supporter of the library. I know you won't be mayor for much longer, but we'd love to have you as an ambassador for life.
Got it.
And thank you to City Librarian John Szabo and our team here for leading the best library system in the nation. I'm so thrilled to be here to represent the Board of Library Commissioners for our first in-person graduation since before the pandemic. It's no secret that the past few years have been hard. And, you know, as the mayor said, this week has been hard. And in hard times, I look for bright spots. And today, every single one of the graduates here shines brightly. You represent the best of LA. Of all the programs at the library, Career Online High School is my absolute favorite. I love this program because it showcases how innovative libraries are. I love this program because it gives not only second chances, but also first chances to folks who didn't get to go to high school when they were children. And I love this program because it changes lives. I know that education is the great equalizer because I've experienced it myself. My parents were educators in Vietnam, but when they arrived in America, they didn't have the language skills to become teachers here. Instead, I grew up working alongside my family in a sweatshop. I worried a lot as a kid about whether my parents would be able to make the rent when there was no work at the factory. I needed a better way and found that path in school. My high school diploma was a ticket to college and a very colorful career so far, working alongside rock stars and activists, storytellers, librarians, and even our mayor. It's been a great ride so far. And for all of you today, I hope that earning your diploma will be life-changing as well. Congratulations on your huge accomplishment, and I wish you great success in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commission President Cowell. The library, as the mayor mentioned earlier, is a department. It is a department within the city, along with the department that fixes the street lights and paves roads and picks up trash and all. This library is such a fortunate department within the city because we have an organization separate from the department that exists solely to support the work that our library does and to raise money for our libraries and to support programs like Career Online High School. How lucky are we that we have such an organization? I don't know that sanitation has an organization like that. So I, as city librarian, consider myself very, very fortunate that we have that kind of support. And that organization, which is such a strong supporter of Career Online High School, has a new president and CEO, and I'm just delighted that she is here today to say a few words, and her name is Stacy Lieberman. Stacy Lieberman.
Thank you so much, John, and thank you, Vic Knock and Mayor and Veronica. And I think it just turned the afternoon, so good afternoon to all of you. As John shared, the Library Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit that is dedicated to supporting the library, and it's just celebrating its 30th anniversary. We advocate for the library. We raise funds for a range of programs, resources, and services available to millions of Angelenos. And these programs focus on helping students succeed, investing in lifelong learning, including Read Baby Read, the Tech2Go program that John talked about, a service that provides mobile hotspots and Chromebooks for library patrons and users to use at home, and Career Online High School, the incredible program that brings us together in celebration and in pride today. To the graduates here today, I know what an astounding task you have taken on, and I am so honored to be here to see you complete this step in your learning journey. This is particularly special because all of you made this decision to seek an education and to chart a future path with more possibilities, even with full and busy lives, even with full-time jobs, even with family and caregiving responsibilities, and so many other demands. You persevered and you didn't give up, and we are so proud, and you should be so proud, that you are able to accomplish this amazing feat, especially during the unprecedented times we have all talked about with the ongoing certainty caused by the global pandemic. To the families of the graduates, I share in the pride you have today for your loved one. I've recently been in your shoes, seeing my oldest child graduate high school earlier this year. So I'm keenly aware of how much joy this moment brings and the great hope you have for your graduate's future. Thank you for the sacrifices that you too have made to help make this graduation day possible. The considerable achievements of our graduates reminds all of us that hard work, determination, the encouragement of family and friends, and your local library can make your dreams a reality. On behalf of the LFLA board and staff, I sincerely congratulate today's graduating class. I hope you continue to think big, stay curious, and tap into the resources provided by the Los Angeles Public Library, where you are always and your families are always welcome. I wish you much success and a lifetime of learning.
Thank you, Stacy, Vic, John, and Mayor Garcetti for those empowering words. Thank you so much. And now I have the pleasure of introducing our student speaker, Stuart Hughes. He-
Good afternoon. Welcome, good morning to my fellow students, staff of the Public Library, Smart Horizons Career Online, and Mayor Garcetti. My name is Stuart Hughes. First off, I'd like to congratulate my fellow classmates for accomplishing your goal of earning your high school diploma and your career certificates. Your hard work and dedication has brought you to this point today. Congratulations. Secondly, I want to thank the Los Angeles Public Library and its staff for giving us this opportunity. Thank you from all of us. I left high school in 10th grade to get a job to help support my family. My father was diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease when I was in 10th grade. Kidney disease is a genetic condition that runs in my family. My dad was on dialysis for 10 years and was unable to work due to complications of being on dialysis. Over the course of 10 years, I watched as his health deteriorated to the point where he passed away in October of 1998. I was very blessed at that time to have a good job, and I was able to carry on the torch for my family after his passing. Over the course of roughly 15 years, I did well for myself, and I didn't see a need to return to school. Little did I know that big changes were coming for me. The business I worked for and ran closed down due to the damage done by the Great Recession. On a personal level, though, I was unaware of what was coming for me. In December of 2012, I was diagnosed out of the blue with stage 5 kidney disease. After encouragement from my wife, I went to the emergency room that night, and my life has never been the same since. I found out I was in stage 5 kidney failure, and I was in immediate need of a kidney transplant or to start dialysis to stay alive. My mom, at that time, lived in Minnesota and offered to donate one of her kidneys to me. After 5 months of me and my mom undergoing testing, after testing, we were given a surgery date for April of 2013. During this period of 5 months, my wife had just found out that she was pregnant with her first child. 2013 was a year of immense challenges and blessings. While I was in the transplant program, I met some very special women who changed my life, Natalie and Alex. Natalie and Alex were nurses who worked at the organ transplant program at Cedars-Sinai, where me and my mom were patients. Seeing firsthand the examples my wife, Natalie, and Alex set with their passion and care was changing me at the time, but I was unaware of it. Never in a million years did I ever think I would want to become part of the healthcare field. I had a long and bad experience with the healthcare field during the 10 years of my father's illness. But a new purpose was emerging within me, and a fire started to burn deep inside me. I wanted to become a healthcare worker, being inspired by the examples set by these fine women. But where would I start? I needed to return to school to finish my education. I searched online and found the program offered by the Los Angeles Public Library, and I applied for their program. I chose the home health courses as a prerequisite to get a taste of the healthcare field. After completing these courses, it encouraged me more to pursue this field. I completed all the required courses and earned my high school diploma and career certificate in a little over 12 months. This step was important as I had to learn how to learn again. Completing this program opened doors for me to further my education and pursue my goal of entering the healthcare field to give back to those who are walking down difficult paths with their health conditions. As a result of completing the courses offered by the library, I just started my courses to become a medical assistant October 10th, a few days ago. I wish all my fellow classmates the best of luck and God's blessing upon you as you pursue whatever dreams you have set before you. It is obvious that by your presence here today, that nothing can get in your way of accomplishing your goals and dreams. Congratulations again, and thank you to all who made this possible for us. I'd like to thank Veronica and the Los Angeles Public Library for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of my fellow classmates. Thank you to my wife Jennifer, my daughter Genesis, and my son Gabriel. I love you guys more than words can say. Thank you to my mom for giving me the gift of life a second time. Thank you to my old boss Marty for finishing the job my father was unable to finish by teaching me important life lessons. Thank you to everyone here for attending this morning. God bless you all.
Thank you, Stuart, for sharing your story and your empowering words. Now the time has come to pass the diplomas. David Alay. Katrina Kush. Renee Delgado. Beatriz Eli. Damaris Escobar. Walter Alexander Figueroa. Betty Hernandez. Luis Miguel Hernandez Melchor. Stuart Hughes. Obsidies Jimenez. Jackie Mendoza. Heidi Naranjo. speakers can return to the seat so we can do the turning of this tassel. We truly admire your dedication and commitment to succeed. And now, without further ado, it's my privilege to guide our graduates through the turning of the tassels. Now is the moment we're going to ask you to please move your tassel. You should move it from right to left. This signifies the transition and your right to claim the academic degree of high school graduate. Congratulations. I'm happy to introduce to you your Los Angeles Public Library Career Online High School graduating class. Thank you to our graduates for your dedication. If you're inspired by this ceremony and you have family, friends, and loved ones who can benefit from a free scholarship to earn an accredited high school diploma, please share information about this program with them. You can also go to our website, www.lepl.org/diploma. That's www.lepl.org/diploma. We have scholarships available now. So contact us if you're ready to join the over 750 Los Angeles Public Library's Career Online High School alumni. And you will be achieving your dream too of becoming a high school graduate. So thank you for attending. Have a wonderful day. Please remain seated until the graduates exit the auditorium. Thank you all. Congratulations.